Hey guys, curdhos here from Hostyle Conditioning. I want to shoot a video today to talk to you guys about back issues. The whole reason I got into Hostyle Conditioning, one of them obviously was for weight loss a year and a half, 2 years ago, but one of the biggest recurring issues I was having was I had a lot of lower back issues. My sciatic was horrible. It would go out, it would pop out. I get pop idiocentric where I'd be stuck sideways, not forward, but actually sideways. And I'd be gone for 2 or 3 days and have to get a whole bunch of adjustments and laying on the floor, and it was brutal, it was terrible, and I just couldn't do anything, not to mention the pain and all that aspect. So when I started really looking at, losing weight, because I knew that was one of the factors, that's how I got into mobility, getting on the ground and doing certain moves and stuff like that to work on core stabilization and mobility, being able to move properly, to strengthen those areas, strengthen up the core, the hip flexors, the glutes, the lower back. It started to make a huge difference in how my back felt, and that was one of the first biggest areas of relief. Now going through it, there was a lot of workouts where my back was pretty messed up and it was tight, and I have to go get some extra adjustments and stuff. So in training here, again, because I get a lot of the 35 and over guys and girls coming in, it's not uncommon for people to have some back issues. And when they start training, there's some aggravation, and especially when actually you get to a certain threshold and you're fitter and stronger and you're able to do more, you start pushing your body, some of those back areas will come back to haunt you and stuff. So what I want to talk about today is, again, a little bit more about my backstory, but what I suggest, and this is what I did, and this is what I recommend. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a chiropractor, so always consult your professional on that on those issues. But I mean, in working with a chiropractor for years, for myself, and what I'm prescribing and things like that, it's definitely following some really good guidelines, and they'll echo a lot of these things, and a lot of it's what I've learned from them as well. So the biggest thing, like I said before, is increase your mobility. Be able to get on the ground, get off the ground, be able to move your body, move your hips, move your lower extremities, get into things like scorpions and cobras and child pose, and really start to move some of those yoga type moves to really start to loosen things up and strengthen the small ligaments and the small muscles in that area. Absolutely, as you lose weight, there's a lot less bearing on the back, a lot less stress. Every 20 pounds you lose, it's a lot easier for your body to move and support that. One of the big things that I do as well, that I recommend, and a lot of people tend to not give it enough credence, is in between our intense workouts, I really recommend you get into a power walk or a steady state cardio. You've heard me talk about this before, for a lot of other reasons, including, maintaining metabolic activity so you keep burning more calories. But the biggest magic that I found with the walking, doing every day, is that it was a gentle enough exercise that worked the lower back, increased blood flow, kept your body moving, kept you from seizing up, but also helped, again, condition that whole area to do more and be able to handle more, but not as intense as the workouts will be. Plus, again, in between the big workouts, that steady state cardio and that walking, that movement is very natural. That's what our bodies are meant to do. It's going to work the lower back, but it's going to work it non-aggressively, so you're able to get a lot of adaptation and recuperation in there, and build some stamina up, as well as, again, increasing blood flow. When you increase blood flow, you're going to bring a lot of nutrients to the damaged area, you're going to take a lot of waste material out. It's part of that whole process, that whole healing process. The other thing that's really important to do, and again, I keep them here, I keep them at home, is having ice packs. So after a lot of my workouts, if I feel certain body parts are really pushed and achy and stuff, specifically the lower back, as soon as I'm done my cool down after the workout, I'll strap on a couple ice packs, and especially on my lower back, and bring that swelling and that inflammation down. Because the sooner you do that, the better the blood flows again, the better healing you're going to have, the less antagonism you're going to have down there, and you're going to move better. If it's swollen, it's jammed up, things don't move as well, it's hard, it's protecting more than it has to, and it makes it very uncomfortable. The other thing I recommend is go and see a professional like a chiro or a physiotherapist. Here I recommend, Dr. Natalie Beauchamp. She's just a phenomenal chiropractor, but she also comes from the fitness world, the bodybuilding world, so she understands when people come in to see her that work out and stuff, that there's going to have certain conditions that are specific to what they're doing, and she just sees it from that point of view, and I really appreciate that. So I find her treatments and her protocols reflect that, and it makes a big difference, right? So for me, the 4 main points I'd say to work with back issues and to strengthen and improve is mobility work, walking in between those workouts, ice to bring down the swelling, and some regular spinal health care with a chiropractor, I mean, it makes a world of difference. And when you get all four working together, the improvements are going to be so much faster. The flare-ups are going to be a lot less big issues. They're going to be minor, and they're quicker to deal with, you know, from an adjustment point of view and from a recovery point of view. And what that's going to do is allow you to keep working out so that you don't start missing 1 or 2 weeks because you have a sore and a stiff back. So very important that we do that. As we get older, you know, again, our backs will have more issues. If we have pre-existing injuries to deal with, I mean, that becomes a factor. But I mean, take care of your back through those 4 steps I talked about: the mobility, the walking, the ice, and the chiropractic care, just to make sure that you're covering all those levels. And as you get fitter and healthier and lose the weight, you're going to have a lot less flare-ups overall, but they will come, they will happen. Like I said, what we see here at Hostile Conditioning is when they do happen in later stages of people's trainings, because they're actually able to push themselves to a higher level, which is fantastic. But I mean, you know, you talk to any athlete and they've always got an ache or a pain somewhere because they're always pushing themselves. It's not the same as an injury, it's an ache or a pain, and that's a result of, you know, getting out there and driving some fantastic workouts into you. You're going to have some residual issues. So take care of those issues before they become a chronic issue, before they become an injury, and you're going to see it's going to work a lot better, you're going to feel a lot better, and your workouts are going to keep improving, and you're going to have less downtime. So again, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me through Twitter at Hostile Training, Facebook at /Hostile Conditioning, and again, curdhos at Gmail. And you know, like I said, if you have any questions, email me, get a hold of me. I'll show you how we did it. You know what we do. We have some videos on our mobility warm-ups and such. But like I said, I think the worst thing you can do when you do have back issues is to do nothing and you know, no pun intended, just sit there or lay there. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. So don't fear that. Just get up there and work through it, but have a plan. Okay. So again, take care of that back so you can do a lot more. This is Curt Haas from Hostile Conditioning saying, crush it.